Yeah, hello. Reporting back on day 1 of Sword Soul Selection Pack. Yeah, hello. It is nice to have different meter, but I bet within a week people are going to start complaining about another full of Sword Soul and DPE, Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer with the new cars. What do we have here today? This is a Striker variant with DPE engine, which I am having a lot of success right now. How well does DPE work with Striker engine? Striker spells rely on no monster in main zone, and DPE destroys effect, removes himself, and comes back next turn, which is very strong. In addition, added Dasher and Celestial's fusion material. Dasher has effect to directly summon monster on draw, and Celestial lets you draw 2 on empty hand. The fusion spell is straightforward. Note that using this card will prevent you from special summoning for the rest turn. If you have extra deck Striker Ice you want to summon, do that before fusion. I also added Pre-Plant Variet and Condor. If I don't draw fusion I can use effect to send fusion spell and summon DPE. The rest are Striker cards probably very familiar to you. So what did you cut to make room? In my case I dropped Lightning Storm, Jamming Wave and Pancatops. Since Striker deck consists lot of hand traps, lot of cards are situational depending on how the meat evolves. Now let's jump in some gameplays. Duel start. Note that this is my first time using DPE engine. I only started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Since Master Duel. Leave a comment if you think I made any misplays. Looks like we are facing Sword Soul. Their engine rely on monster, summon tuner token effect, in order to go into big Cinnacons. Forget what you see since before yesterday. This is the leader now. Sword Soul Grandmaster Chixio has effect that negate monster after banishing Sword Soul card. It has synergy with some Sword Soul cards which has additional effects when banished, and Sword Soul monsters have additional effects when used as Cinnacron material. In this case, Moe draws a card. Unfortunately, no Striker monster starting hand. Use Fusion Destiny to summon DPE. Put him in extra deck zone, so we can still use Striker spell. In this case I wanted to bait removal, using Ego Booster, but it turns out backfire, because drop rate is triggered on damage step. Even though both are quick spells, but only drop rate can trigger because it modifies attack and defense. Yu-Gi-Oh! Rolling is really confusing. Lucky we can still bring DPE back next turn, since it is destroy effect. This is why DPE is so strong, and you only need to add 4 to 5 cards for it to work. I bet a lot of people are going to retrofit their deck with this cheap engine. Is it weird to say day 1 I am already sick of this Sword Soul and DPE meter? This is going to be center of complaint, since almost all decks I have seen are based on these two archetypes right now, in Platinum and Diamond rank. What is a good way to out DPE? Any type of banish works really well, called by Shah Cannon, and in this case, Tanya Spirit Bounce effect. Ghost spell also works well, since she can deny special summon from graveyard. This is the trend you will see against a Sword Soul player. Just easy way to bring big Cinnacons. Barney D. Fleur, which mainly for her destroy effect, and negate any effect. Let's attempt to bait the negate. Since we drew a monster, use Dasher graveyard effect to special summon it. Then normal, summon Ray, activate area 0 excavate effect targeting Ray. Chain has special summon to avoid paying the cost. This is a good negate point, because we are going into extra deck Striker. If opponent negate at that point, we would be able to bring Ray back from graveyard, because a Link Striker is destroyed. Then it be passed to Akeskond. With the negate out of the way, we can now bring the fusion materials back to deck, using Avras, also 2 additional card draws. Then bring out DP again. Thanks for the game! This is good hand with 2 hand traps. Looks like we are playing against Amani Fisher. Let's negate your excavation. The admin engine rely on excavating mob monsters to do mass special summons in 1 turn. So Max C does very well against the combo deck like this, stopping them from set a big negate board. Otherwise would be very difficult to deal with. Remember most cases always draw first before deciding what to play. Again going with Ray, and area 0 mini combo to get a free excavation. I feel Strikers have a lot of little tricks. And here is another one. Special summon low because a Striker monster is normal, or special summon Crash Hayate into Sin attack monster, then bring Ray back from graveyard, using 2 effect monster link, summon Barret. Trigger its effect, send Fusion Destiny to graveyard and copy the effect. Fusion Summon DPE. Use DPE to destroy itself and opponent monster, then trigger effect to bring back from graveyard on next standby. This looks like an infinite loop that removes one opponent card every turn. Exactly why it is broken. And he is back. Because DPE destroy and revive effects are separate. Even his negated can still come back from grave. I just realized the name really suits him. Phoenix, as Legend says, comes back from a shock to death. A small misplay here. Should have cannon first to special summon a tuner from opponent graveyard, because we wouldn't be able to trigger it after bringing stuff back, knowing that I link away to keep main zone open. Remember, this all happened in draw phase. Thanks for the game. Editing takes too much time. This will be the last match with the cat. Looks like we are playing against Outlook. This is a mixed variant, as I have predicted for the ban list. Imagine having a Duster right now. The main battles, we need to be careful of Imperial Order and Skilled Rain, because they run 3 copies of Skilled Rain. It is always a good idea to save Afterburner to get rid of it. The play here is sending Engaged and putting it to draw Afterburner before he has fragged its setup, else would be more difficult. That's interesting play by opponent. I think just misplay. Since Link Striker is destroyed, special summon Wave from graveyard. Attack then tribute, special summon Link Striker. This is how you get double attack using one way. When playing against Eldritch, Banish spell is very effective. If I didn't have cannon, I can use Shizuku to sat for it, then use immediate key to banish Eldritch, and bring back using multi-roll. Note that this only works if you have not activated a Striker spell, and there is valid target in graveyard. Otherwise multi-roll would trigger before Shizuku. Why didn't you banish Eldritch last turn? Because his summon from graveyard effect requires sending a spell trap. I want to chain onto that to make opponent burn resources, just like right now. Note that you do not need to negate here, because the target would be no longer valid after banished. I am saving code by for his destroy effect, which require discarding him on spell trap from hand, again making opponent burn resources, just like right now. Note that Lord of the Heavenly Prison cannot attack, although I would prefer him attacking, because that means I can bring him way back and into Shizuku for free search. We have Lethal here. Duster is not needed here, but might as well clean up trap, although I believe Heavenly Prison protects the set card here. By the way, was sure fun for the Fusion Festival. I mean, True Draco Festival. Well yeah, True Draco is a cheap alternative deck. People are not likely going to spend gems for full-blown villains, thinking about doing Dragon-May DPE. But look at what you did on Synchron event. I am a credit card player, hey hair, already bought all the same gems just released today. Back to game. This is part of Greed Festival. Forgot to mention earlier, I also cut one Zeke for Borat, because the most use case of her is to link away the storm monster. Borat now can act as another one while providing fusion. 1 stun 2 bursts. Thanks for the game.